Okay, we are
Hey, we're
live.
back.
We're back. All right. I am just gonna set
What are
up
you
the.
laughing?
What the heck was that?
I have been sent a thing.
I
Oh.
see.
Good.
What is? Is this something you need to show everyone right now or no?
No, this is the list of stuff I'm talking about.
Well, so speaking of which, I'm gonna jump off the screen for a second here and grab something. But why don't you begin
Just do some role
deciding
playing.
what beans
Oh,
get
yeah.
spilled?
Yeah.
So it seems like you've been all over.
Oh God, we travel all over the place. I mean, we've been adventuring for a couple months now. It's been great. We went up to Ravenfall. That was really cool. I don't know if you know the ruler there, but her name is Nightshade. She's a real scary witch. Got all these like
my.
Raven themed powers. I think her and Perny hooked up
Really?
like back in the day. Yeah, she's kind of said so anyway. Not in so many words, but like, you know.
Of course.
Yeah. Anyway, she's super
You've
scary.
definitely heard of Nightshade. You've definitely
Okay.
heard of Nightshade as ruler of Ravenfall.
I see. Okay. Oh,
ruled
interesting.
there
So
for at
you
least 100
definitely get a chance to consort with some very important individuals, then it seems.
Oh yeah, and her boyfriend, her current guy, he's a real idiot. I don't like him.
Really?
Yeah. Trumlin doesn't like
Oh.
him even more. I don't know why. But yeah. And then there was this. I think it was one of his people that like we were kind of mad at because he was doing some real shady stuff. So
What kind of shady stuff?
oh man, all kinds of things. Alina doesn't remember, but I list a couple of like scandalous
Okay.
kind of things.
Sorry, which person?
Nightshade's boyfriend was up to some scandalous shit.
Jeffrey Langarian.
Jeffrey Langarian, yes. Of
Never trusted
House
Jeffrey.
Langarian.
Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might get confused between the stuff that you guys like spread rumors about him doing and what he's actually was
I
doing.
don't remember.
Yeah. So,
What is the truth, anyway?
Sorry.
but he was involved with the Boltries.
The bull trees.
Oh yeah. The Boltries, man, they've been dogging us the entire trip. Like they're real. We don't like them very much.
What's their interest in you? Well, go on.
Reasons.
I'm sure it's probably a misunderstanding. I have some people who can help you out and
Oh,
clear
No.
all this up.
I mean, I know that Draco's Boltree is the master of Stormhill, and he was the guy who like tried to lock us up. And I don't know, they had like some kind of false accusation or something, and so we had to get out of town real fast.
Goodness.
Yep. Yeah.
So unfair.
Not a
when
good
people
guy.
start
All the
rumors.
Boltrees are real bad. I don't like them.
See, I'm like slowly making like a mental note in the bull trees.
Hey, we're not all. Oh wait.
You're not a Boltree, you're a Sunshine.
That's right.
Now,
Also, my character doesn't hear this, thankfully.
No.
Or he'd be like,
No.
Oogna!
Shut up!
Also, Alina, you go ahead and spend that hero point.
Oh, I'm going to. That was me going to like spend a heroic force of will not to. This is the thing that I should not
Specifically
talk
avoid,
about.
yeah, the one thing that you really didn't want to do.
And this is a hero point because I don't know if people have gotten the impression or not, but Jam's character is exceedingly social, and my character
so
is
I can't-
exceedingly not.
So suggestion's not going to work in this case.
This is you've done the suggestion
Yeah.
spell
Yeah.
to talk more about this, and Oogna will talk more about this. But the one thing that Lena really doesn't want Oogna to reveal
Yes.
is being avoided
Yeah.
with a hero point.
That is me
So-
like clamping down with every last ounce of my willpower to avoid your charming suggestions and
know how
magical
cats like-
persuasion.
Cats can do
Alina,
like are really good at staring games.
Hmm.
So I'm just like staring.
I'm like looking everywhere but your face.
Alina, is it what I think
Go
it is?
Yes.
You know, I don't. I don't want you to spend a hero point on that.
No,
You
but
can-
this isn't just a hero's point because this is like a combination of things. Because Oogna has the gullible flaw, then there's a magic spell being used. Like this is a pretty
Perfect storm.
I just feel bad
Yeah.
that I just feel bad that Lena is spending a point because of me, though.
No,
Like,
I think
that-
it's
you might
super
need it.
appropriate because Oogna is your like best friend,
Right.
and she's like, "This is the one thing I should not talk about ever."
Uh,
I appreciate it.
I'm trying to suss as much as I can
Mhm.
around the shape of the information.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell that she's not going to break, but I'm getting every
Last
within,
ounce.
I'm getting every little speck of information within 10 feet of
Oh
her.
yeah. No, I'll tell you what I know about the like political situation of the North, with like the fights between House Boltree and House Langarian. They're sometimes allies, sometimes enemies.
In fact, I'm exploiting your unwillingness to talk about this one thing to like goad you into telling me even more about these other things.
Okay, so secrets that you are able to get. We engineered a scandal in Ravenfall to make it look as though one of the Langarian's
Oh, no.
servants
Why? No, don't! Oh, God.
Interesting.
No.
may have had relations with a pig.
Oh my.
No, we want it to be true. Ah,
And we set him
Thank
up,
you, sir.
and then now it's a huge scandal, and all the noble houses are like, oh, aghast.
I hate it, but it's so perfectly in character.
Mhm.
I can't object.
And then also there was another one of the houses' sons. Alina doesn't remember, but I think he was a Boltree, or was he a Langarian who was screwing or being like abusing the women at the brothel in Mud Hollow.
Yeah.
no a different noble house altogether.
Oh, okay.
The one who was
And he
particularly
is now.
bad- Sorry.
He's like on a boat somewhere, right?
Yeah.
One of them is. One is dead, isn't it?
No, I think we didn't kill either of them, but we like cut out one's tongue and sent him on a slave ship to Nelmar'zesh.
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh.
No regrets.
Mm-hmm. But he
I
was
thought
like
you
the
did-
noble son.
I thought you did kill the other one because the other one was actually meeting with an assassin and hiring
Yes.
him
Right,
to go
okay.
after Trump.
Which gets back into the part about me you can't tell.
Mm-mm. So I don't talk about him, but I do talk about the other guy.
Yeah, the other one was
What house was he from?
I'm trying to remember the name of the house, but it's the house that rules in the Newfies
Oh, the
land.
Newfies.
Yeah, which is Alder Cove.
Anyway,
Um,
Lord Blah's son is a real shitheel. And he was being real mean to some of Tromlin's friends who work at this sex house. And, we try to protect people who work there, because on account of Tromlin having worked there once. And,
Gee.
God, that is such a better name for a place where sex workers work. What you doing? Oh, I'm going to the sex house later.
I'm going to the fuck cannery.
Yeah.
Who else did you happen to see at this? Seville Refuse?
this guy and this guy and this guy. But the only this Lord what's
Random
his
shit
face
to the boner
was
factory.
only Lord's what's his face was actively like really abusing them. So yeah, we like kind of maybe sold him to Nelmar'zesh.
To a
Maybe.
slave ship.
Maybe he's working there now. It's maybe unpaid employee.
Oh my goodness.
I think he's an intern, a forced intern.
He's a forced intern. And then we sailed here with Captain Kristoff. He's like a famous smuggler and stuff. And
Of
we
course.
like, smuggled some stuff into the country. We mean we didn't smuggle anything into the country. It was just nothing. Pixies.
Pixies?
Yeah, just a few pixies. Less than we left with though, because some of them got loose because we accidentally let them go.
Oh, I'm looking back at the cargo. I'm a little worried.
I'm like, from what? Am I close enough to overhear any of this? I guess it depends where on the card I am.
Yes, you're basically in like Oogna's backpack. You're like right there.
So like, at this point, I'm just like assuming that this conversation is going great. I'm like, oh yeah, they're talking so much. This is awesome.
Good,
Like
it's
they're
good.
friends. So yeah, when Oogna mentions the pixies, I'm like, yeah, that one was kind of my fault, but you know,
It's okay.
these things happen.
It's okay. I got to be little. That was great.
Little.
I intended to like look backwards every now and then to make sure nothing had fallen out of the cart or a cargo. I didn't realize that we had spilled all the goddamn beans.
Every bean. Oh, and the
What
last
happens if I
bean.
carry so many beans?
The last
Last
bean
bean.
is that we actually know a fairy princess.
What?
Yeah. There was this noble guy, and he had like a menagerie or something where he had all these like magical animals and people. There was like magical people, and I don't really think that you should be keeping magical people in a cage like you would an
Certainly
animal.
not.
But,
You know, as a magical person, like, oh, certainly not.
Yeah, but yeah, there was this princess. She was real cool. Was her name Buttercup Lane?
No.
My
her
Oogna brain is
name-
telling me her name is Buttercup.
Yeah, I also am now believing that.
No,
Sounds
her
like
name.
Yeah.
She was a gnome.
She was a gnomish princess.
A gnome princess. I'm scrolling back up because it was this adventure. And it was yes, sorry. So the two lords or the two nobles that you messed with, Scully, the son
Scully.
of Aaron Scully, is the one that you guys dumped on the slave ship. The second one was a Malgain, and it was House Malgain that you guys straight out murdered.
Cool.
But I'm guessing you didn't mention that one.
No. So I
And
didn't
then-
mention the murder, and I didn't mention the most important thing.
All right, that's a
Exactly.
victory.
Yeah.
We take what we can get.
And then
I'm
the
really
gnome-
curious to
gnome
know how.
princess- The gnome princess was Princess Penelope
Princess
Pebblewick.
Right, Penelope Pebblewick. So like she was a fair now,
Penelope
but she was really
Pebblewick.
cool and real pretty. I like her
And
a
it was
lot.
the house. It was House Blackmont that kidnapped
And I
her.
burnt to the ground.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm
So it-
absorbing all of this information.
you
and
get the
still
idea
flatlining.
that we have caused endless chaos for the noble houses in the north.
Yeah, it's making me like mentally reorganize some of my plans. It's like I see we are not going to be able to do this the easy way.
No.
I'm also curious.
Oogna is blissfully unaware of just how much chaos they've caused, and it's just like, it's fine, I could just go home tomorrow. That's no big deal.
I'm also curious to what degree Terea is interested in the job that these people are doing.
Wonder
How would you
powerful
two
are-
like to be incriminated?
Usually, I think I would just like. I would be happy to not know. I mean, part of the way that I move through the world is keeping myself squeaky clean. And I feel like Terea is smart
And you're
enough
a
to
cat.
know. Yes, is smart enough to know when not to get involved. So it's like, I'm very interested in anything that, you know, is going to. Like, I'm keeping myself aware. And I'm keeping myself, you know, praised of the things that are going on around me, but I'd rather maintain plausible deniability, especially after hearing all of this.
We do
Yeah.
seem like we do crimes.
I'm
Yeah.
getting I'm getting enough money, and it's a favor to people who are powerful enough to help me in the future. So I feel like that's enough for Terea.
So
Alright.
we had to find a way to keep Jam in this game permanently, so their character can't sell us out.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't sell you
I-
out.
I'm also curious to know, like,
For
when
free.
we stopped the chariot for like 10 minutes to do the like refresh the demon horse, are you steering the conversation back to normal stuff while everyone else is around who might hear that you're mining Oogna for information? So suddenly you're talking about like, what's your favorite kind of beef? Or like,
Yes.
are you
Oh, yeah.
are you like still going through the prying secrets when Tromlin can hear?
We're
Curious to know what
talking
that dance
about
is like.
local ale varieties and
Oh,
the
yeah.
weather on the coast and things like that.
I've got
Like,
opinions on
I'm,
white ale.
I'm
All right.
very sly with that. Of
knowing
who I say
Oogna
to
from
what.
So since
What
I
I
know
say to
Oogna well enough from the past, can I assume she's been talking?
You would probably assume that, but you wouldn't necessarily realize the extent to which, because this isn't just Oogna would always talk like this.
No, there's
This is
Yeah.
the fact that that the person that
Suggestions.
Oogna is talking to
Yeah.
is effectively like I was gonna say James Bond level, but Bond really is just a thug that hits things. But you know what I mean? Like us.
Like a
Yeah.
Machiavellian
What James-
level.
Yeah, like what a real movie spy is like.
Yeah. And you've been stuck in a cart with Oogna many times, and Oogna just, like, there's no filter.
That's what I'm worried about.
And she
so I'm
won't
gonna
talk about important stuff often. Like, you could have, like, a 3-hour conversation about, like, pig racing.
Ox.
But that thing is also from the previous adventures. I know that Oogna has on occasion spilled things.
On occasion.
So
Which is one of the reasons, like, I can tell that this is, I can already tell from my interactions with Oogna that this was a facet of her character, so, like,
Yeah.
I'm doubly careful to
Yeah.
steer the conversation back to make it seem like we've had a very long and banal conversation for a very long time.
Oh, Tromlin.
Well,
And in
here's-
fact, like, I make extra moves to, like, make it seem like I'm very bored.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, like,
Here's
for
the
the
thing you know
others,
about
for the-
Oogna, Tromlin.
Yeah.
Oogna may be under the impression that because Terea is working with us, that we are friends. Because anyone who is working with us is a friend. And
Yep.
Oogna has no filter amongst friends.
I'll
all right,
tell you
so
what.
Lane, this is what I think Tromlin would do. I'm gonna turn my camera back on because I just got 3 drawings finally done. For our loyal followers. Let me
Hooray.
see. Where am
To
I
be fair
at?
to Oogna, there are 3 big things that she has not mentioned.
Oh crap. Peter, are you still here?
Yeah, he
Did you
is.
say something?
Oh, he's muted.
Alright, I need to
yeah,
know-
I was muted briefly.
Oh, okay, cool. I was just because I don't see you guys, but I couldn't hear you. Here either. All right. So I'm gonna do the same thing to Terea and try to pump information out of her to see what Oogna has spilled. Sort of a casual conversation. And
You only have 10 minutes at a time to do this because the demon horse can't take Oogna's weight. So you have these 10-minute intervals to try and undo all the damage that Oogna does in an hour.
Well, remember, I do have what
Get
is
the
that
gab?
ability? Well, I have an actual thing called charm speech.
Yep.
Yeah, but you are up against me.
Yeah, I know. We might.
This is
be
some James
matched.
Bond shit.
Yeah. So I would
Um,
like, first of all, Tromlin, I'd like an insight roll from you, just to
Alright.
sort of figure out like how much you would actually suspect in this conversation.
19.
And then I'm gonna get a roll from Terea on what's the appropriate one here? On persuasion.
If it's of help to anyone, Perny occasionally turns around to try to throw hard candies from the speeding chariot front into Fetid's mouth in the back. I don't know if that affects anyone's rolls, but definitely Perny has made a hobby out of this.
I got a 19 with my +7.
Okay, so we're pretty evenly matched in this fencing. So
Because I just want to do a persuasion versus persuasion.
yeah, I
Spy
think that's
versus
what we're gonna
spy.
do next. So Tromlin, let's get a persuasion roll from you. And remember
I have to
that
step
you
out
can
for
roll
like
that-
5 minutes, but I'll be right back.
Okay, you can roll that with actually no, I'm just gonna say that cancels out. You're both gonna have advantage on this, so it's just gonna cancel out. So just roll it,
All right.
and Jam will get one as well.
All right. I got
Another
a 28.
persuasion?
Yeah.
It's a 27.
I got 28.
Woohoo. Okay, so this is
I have
That
a plus
is
10 to
over-
persuasion.
so in both of these, this is a DC set. I want to get a best of 5. So
Okay.
each of you keep rolling, and we'll see
Yeah.
how many of the DCs are being reached here.
What do I roll for DC?
I know, just
That's
the same
difficulty
roll.
class.
Just keep rolling, and
Okay.
I'm just keeping track of how far you guys are above.
So
Okay, so I've done
16.
2.
16 for my second one.
18 for my
Okay.
What'd you get? Jam, what'd you get?
18.
There's an
Did you
18.
get my first
Yep.
one, Lane?
Yes, I did.
So that was my third.
So we're pretty close
Yeah.
numbers. Oh shit. That would be a 26.
Yep.
Oh, 18 for my fourth.
My fourth is going to be 18.
Okay. And
Hey,
last
here
one.
goes
That's
23
fine.
for my final.
23. I got a 22.
Okay.
Neck
So
and neck.
that is
Yep.
5 out of 5 for Jam and 4 out of 5 for Randy. So that is some ridiculous. So yeah, the DC was based on the opponent's proficiency and stats, but you guys were like clobbering those
Man.
DCs.
I mean, it makes sense that Jam would beat me in 1 at least because
Yep.
professionally, this is what their character does.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was also gonna throw some saving throws into that, some charisma saving throws.
Oh yeah, with my charm speech.
Yeah, which you have a 5 charisma saving throw bonus.
Mm.
Tromlin. Terea has a 9.
Damn, nice.
Am I doing a charisma saving throw right now?
I was gonna, but you didn't end up. We'll get you each to make a charisma saving throw, just so I have that information as well in part of
Okay.
this.
At 20, 29.
You
Yeah, you
got
beat me
20.
on that one.
Okay.
I got a
Very
23.
charming.
23.
As far as you can tell, Oogna has given away nothing.
Okay. Of course, this also now means that our new friend knows I can also very good at persuasion too.
Yeah.
Yes, I will pick that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're very. It's very clear to you what Tromlin is doing, and you basically what you basically tell him all of the topics of conversation that you've had that weren't giving away anything juicy. So there's a grain. So and Oogna's sitting right there going, yeah, we talked about that, and it's a completely smokescreen.
Innocuous.
I would
And
like.
I'm also
Everyone-
keeping up, like, Oogna thinks that we're friends now.
Yes.
I'm absolutely playing into that.
Yeah.
However, I will also say,
Helps.
Tromlin, you are now very much aware that you're fencing with a master.
That's awesome. That's
You clearly
great.
got that impression that you're like, oh, this is what
Again,
this person does.
this is what this
No, but I'm
character
not
does.
necessarily an enemy. Right now we are
No.
allied.
I'd like everyone to make me a Constitution save. Press on through the night. We'll get a feel for what everybody's exhaustion levels are like.
13.
2.
Teen.
Sorry, what was that, Jam?
Teen.
Your audio cuts out the beginning. I guess get teen, which does
Teen.
13. Okay.
Are we just clones right now?
Yep.
Randy and Jam both got 13. What was everyone else?
14, but I'll goose it. I'll goose it if I need to.
I think you're probably okay, but this is the first one. The DC's pretty low. How about Fetid?
12 plus. What am I rolling on here?
Constitution save, which I think you only have a
That's
plus.
just a 13 then, yeah.
Yeah, I think difficulty. I think is only 12 for the first one. So I'm just going to quickly double check.
All right.
So I think everyone is clear.
Oh, and Alina, I just put in our main Discord channel 3 drawings for.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I do want to see this.
We're going to show off some.
It was just for the reader things that I'm behind on.
Oh, very good. I love Donal so much.
I think I'd like you to share that one. Just to,
Sure, I can do that.
we can give the chat a little amusing view. Okay, so you travel.
Dan
on
the
into
Paradox,
night.
are these two spies gonna ... pump each other for quote unquote information? Not that kind of a James Bond episode.
No, Terea is a class act.
Drama's not, but he still can read the room.
I mean, you're doing a good job though in character. Tromlin is doing his best to be charming high society. Like he's got the capacity. He may have friends in low places, but he's got the capacity to move in those other circles.
Everything he's done
He has
so
a charisma
far,
18.
yeah, everything he has done so far for Terea is like, yeah, this is probably not comfortable for you, and I do want to make you as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Because you're helping us out.
That's fine. I have capacity.
So as you push on into the night, and carry on every hour doing another ritual, pushing on. You're making incredible time. You're gonna probably within less than 24 hours pass Santo Bianco. But as you draw closer to Santo Bianco, there is a point in the early, dim light of dawn, and everyone's managed to, hold back their exhaustion. You're doing okay as you push through. When you come careening over the rise, and a patrol of lancers.
Oh no, not these idiots again.
Led by none other than Capitan Demetrio Lopez.
I gotta get the picture of the Lancer for Jam. They will appreciate it.
Okay.
I forgot you drew this.
Captain Demetrio. Do I know him? And do I know who he knows?
No, he's like a guard captain, kind of like that's beneath your notice.
Do I know his boss?
Yeah, almost certainly. You would know like the lords of.
Oh
Santo
my
Bianco.
god! Oh, Lancer!
They're little Spanish dressed Lancers.
So cute. Okay.
Good.
I immediately activate tattoos to change my disguise. Like, no, we're not doing this shit.
Okay, I noticed that happens, but
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I do
I'm
not
gonna-
remark on it.
Yeah.
That's a good trick.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm like,
touches a
no,
tattoo
it's
as
like,
his neck, and it swells, and his entire appearance changes.
I still look like a
Spy.
human.
just invested in us getting the job done. That's right now all I care about.
So Oogna, you're driving this flying umbrella.
Yep.
Well, Pernie's driving the horse, and he's kind of just seeing bowling pins. He's not seeing people. Oh wait, but they're on horses. They're on horses, right?
That is correct.
I guess I could banish 2 horses. I don't care if they get hit. I'd banish the horses and then just.
There is a full squadron. Yeah.
How thick are their ranks though? It doesn't matter how wide they are. It matters how deep the ranks.
They're deeper than, so they're traveling down the road, so they're like maybe 2 to 3 horses wide, and then like 10 deep.
So.
That's the one that Lane wanted to show off.
so
We've also got our flying ass. It's very good.
Terea, your of course instinct here would be to like talk your way out of it, because this is just like local guards, on a patrol. There is a war going on. It's not unusual to see the patrols on the roads, especially on the roads, right? These are the great roads. They are well patrolled.
Yep.
How far away do we see them from? Like, how much time do we have to prepare?
Decent, like you're not like immediately on top of them, and then you're, oh crap, can we even stop in time? You have less time than you normally would because of the speed you're moving at, but still significant time.
Okay, I'm gonna hard break. I'm not desummoning the demon yet. I hope we're far away enough that the flames and demonicness are not obvious. I take it that the church, based on the Holy Roman Catholic Church, doesn't like demons and/or their horses. So I'm gonna stop us dead. Gonna leave the horse intact, and then if it's now audible, I'm just gonna say we I think might know these guards, and they might be looking for people such as us. So this might be time for a bit of a war council. We could try going off-road and really testing the capabilities of the chariot in a real scenario. I could make the horse fly and see if that helps. Or we could talk our way through or fight our way through, but those guys know us, so we should proceed with caution, whatever we do.
Thank you for the heads up. I feel fairly confident that I can talk my way through this.
Even if we are wanted. Okay, well, maybe we should take a minute to just do some disguises. Tromlin, how do you feel about that?
I can do some fast disguises and everybody.
Good. Yeah.
So you definitely won't have time to do like disguise kit work on people beyond like throwing a cloak over somebody's heads, their face isn't visible. Certainly you can do that for Pernie because he's right there, like on the horse with you.
Oh yeah, well we're gonna have to get rid of the horse. It's gonna have to be a person. Like it's gonna have to be Oogna pulling the whole cart.
I'm going to throw a cloak on top of Perny and rub some charcoal around his eyes to darken his face a little bit.
Okay.
Makes him look even more
Oh,
skull-like.
Yeah, honestly, I want him to look sickly, so he'll stay away.
Oogna, what if you took the? I'm actually gonna banish the horse. I don't think there's any way we can bluff our way through
With a demon horse.
while having
The crazy
with a
demon
demon horse with us. Yeah. I'm going to go sit in the chariot and look very sickly. And we can all pick different excuses as to why we're not going to be the one talking to the guard captain whose career we ruined. So I'm just a sick, tired old man back here. You guys can figure out the rest.
I mean, I look like a totally different person than the one who was in town, so...
Yeah. They know me, so maybe I should put on a cloak.
Yeah, you should.
I just put my cloak up. I've still got an owlbear attached.
But I
to my
really want to
chest.
see... I want to see our new friend talk us out of this. I'm really curious how this is going to go.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, I have confidence. I may offer aid to give you a bonus, but that's about it.
If anyone needs to be invisible or on another plane, I can also help with that.
I love that that's an option.
Wait, Fetid, can you
Yeah.
summon us a normal horse?
That's a good question. Lane, can I summon a horse?
Yeah, you've got the
Alright.
summon beast.
Cool.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if there was like a size limit to that spell or not.
It's a I forget what the exact wording is, but it's a hit dice type limit.
Okay.
And a horse would fit.
Yeah.
So I could do a horse, but not a blue whale. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I will summon a horse and not a blue whale.
Challenge rating kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But horse is pretty low.
Like it's the
Yeah.
number of it's the challenge rating basically.
It's too bad we don't
Alright.
have Glorpa here because she could just turn me into a horse.
Summoning a horse. Perfectly normal, not at all demonic horse.
Mm-hmm.
So is
Boo,
Perny, are you gonna invisible Oogna then? Is that the
That's
idea?
probably better.
Yeah, I'm gonna invisible Oogna and
The owlbear?
yeah, and the owlbear. Fetid can probably hide himself if he needs to. He's real
I
stealthy
can
like.
stumble under something.
Meanwhile,
gonna-
I'm taking my traveling cloak off, and any city related regalia I may wear is like prominently visible.
And I'm gonna try and like hide, but not so obviously that someone would think that I was hiding. Like I just want to like be not super obvious, but if they looked at me, they're like, "Oh, there's
You're
like a
just
sick
a
guy
black
in the
cloak
back."
figure on the thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Okay.
Ironically, this is probably the most like an evil warlock that you've looked.
Yeah. Gothing it up.
Goth grandpa.
There must be a name for that in the scene.
Oh. Technically, the summon beast is supposed to be something that's small sized, but there's no particular reason why it needs to be.
Bring forth the ponies!
Ponies of
I'm
war.
happy to let that slide, particularly considering someone's already spent a hero point tonight.
I can give them advantage.
Nah, that's okay. You can. We'll leave that be. So, okay. So basically, what happens in very rapid succession? Tromlin becomes a different person. Looks a different person. Terea takes off the cloak and sort of comes forward to take up the speaking position here. Fetid hides himself. Oogna is made invisible, and Copernicus is just gonna sit with a cloak over him and be unobtrusive on the cart. So you do all this as rapidly as you can before they get close enough to see what's going on, and they come riding down the road towards you. That you can hear the captain call out, "Halt!" and make other sort of formation calls as they all sort of spread out a little bit. And as they've drawn closer, you can now see that it's towards the back of this patrol group. There's actually a small wagon with 2 horses drawing that, and one soldier sitting in the box of the wagon driving it. that is part of this little group. And that wagon, you can clearly see some chained up chests and strong boxes.
Okay.
And there's a side door of the wagon, and a person kind of pokes his head out, a little pinch-faced, older-looking gentleman. And you, Terea, being local, are very much aware that this is a tax collector's cart that's being escorted by a patrol.
Okay, interesting.
And Captain Demetrio, or Capitan Demetrio at the head of the column, says, "Halt, travelers. I wish to see your papers."
Ah, Capitan. Thank goodness you're here. You're exactly the person I needed to see. Everyone gather round. I'm here on urgent business from Colonel Santalaria, of course.
And
Before
who
he
are-
even has a chance to answer, I'm like clicking open a briefcase and pulling out like several documents. One I'm like producing right ahead for the captain, and it's very long. Like it's too long for you to even read, but it's got like a lot of insignias on it. It's like, I need to have your authorization on a number of documents to make sure that everything is in order at this station. We need to shore things up for the oncoming conflict, of course.
I open an umbrella and place it over her head to shield her. Like I act as a butler, basically.
Oh, thank you.
Well, look, I am clearly a
The
servant.
sun here is so oppressive. We've got to get going.
Okay, excellent. So this is, I'm going to get you to roll me a persuasion roll, but this is basically through your profession of bureaucrat, as you, your court functionary background is going to allow you to do some serious bureaucratic obfuscation here.
Okay,
Is
I
this
rolled
something I can
very
offer aid to?
poorly.
Yes, you
Rolled
could
very
offer aid.
poorly. So I'd like
So
to spend an
roll-
inspiration roll again.
You don't need to. You can roll with advantage because of Tromlin giving you some assistance.
Okay, so the first one was a 10. Let's not do that. Second one is a 23. Much better.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. Well, I don't know that he has much of a chance there. I rolled quite well, but not well enough, because he does not have a huge insight. So I think my total here is going to be maybe a dirty 20.
Okay.
Which is not as good as your 23. So he kind of tries to interrupt, like because of course he's looking for specific papers. He just wants your identity papers. But
So
you're,
I
like, flying
produced my
past
ID
with-
card for sure.
Oh yeah, but you're leaving his head spinning as you go through.
Yeah,
Some of this
I've got a
bureaucratic-
clipboard. I'm asking him how many people are stationed here. I want a count of like the number of loaves of bread he has, and of course he's obviously ready to give me his Form 7B.
Well, madam,
Where is your Form 7B? What kind of operation are you running?
Well,
here?
I whisper something in the
Where's
local
the
language.
budget?
Madam, you should know by now that you have to speak slower for these. I'm so sorry. You know how slow they are. And then just kind of
Right.
flash a shitting grin at the major. I'm also wiping everything he touches after he's done touching it. Like,
Good.
Your wipe each of the documents. Oh my god. Okay, he
I see.
oh my god, we
Well,
might be a power team.
Oh, you need to tell me that. When is your shift change? I guess I can fill out the rest if you just tell me that much. Can you handle that, Capitan?
he's like I don't know if any of you have ever seen the old black and white Zorro TV show with the big fat sergeant, which is basically what this guy is based on. But he is like bumbling in circles now as he like turns to like get to someone to help him with like each paper you pass him, but then you're sort of like taking it back, but like, and he's just kind of like goes to turn it to his like his underling, who looks completely like, I want no part of this, and then he has to roll around
It's
to
like,
hand
oh,
you
shit,
back a
paperwork.
thing. And it's just like he's now like he's got documents like piling up on his chest, and he's
Oh.
like handing you
I
back
keep
things.
producing more of them. If I have a magical way to get them to multiply in their arms, that would be great.
I have an idea of something I want to do actually while this is happening. I want to like help, like I'm handing papers, but as I get closer, can I try to use I guess it'd be sleight of hand. I'm going to embarrass him in front of his people. I want to undo his belt.
Excellent. That absolutely is a thing you can do with sleight of hand. Go for it. In fact, you have mage hand. You can do it invisibly with sleight of hand.
All right. That
So
sounds
go
perfect.
ahead and roll me a sleight of hand roll.
Not my best, but I would like to use inspiration.
Yep, you certainly can.
All right. 'Cause that would have been real bad. That's much better. Because the first one was a 1. And
I
I'm
hope it's
not
good.
moved.
How good did you end up here?
That would be
got a plus
a
6.
22.
22?
A 22 to undo his as my lady is burdening him more and more documents. I went to quietly mage hand his belt buckle undone.
Okay,
Literally
so
caught with his pants down.
yeah,
Good.
so he,
The document
I
collector.
gave him disadvantage to notice, but I did not give that to his companions because they don't they're not as being distracted. He's of course like super distracted. He does not
How
notice.
are his companions to the horse I summoned?
How close are they?
Yeah.
I mean, where you guys stopped and they stopped like a little bit away. Like they're not pulling right up to you. They're a
right.
reasonable where you can have a reasonable conversation distance.
Okay.
So, but the companions are going to. One of them is going to go, Capitan, because he saw like a disembodied energy undo his belt. The captain, of course, just his pants fall down, and he's wearing. Obviously, he's wearing like big white bloomers with red hearts all over them. Of
Yes,
course.
good.
The horse.
But the soldier that pointed this out, the lancer, like draws his saber and says, "There was something there. I saw something."
Okay. I
I'm
cast
gonna
hypnotic pattern.
I'm gonna use my swarm ability to summon some.
Okay.
Wait, there's
I
I
think I need an initiative roll
before,
because a lot's
before
going
we
on.
start summoning things, I can try to choose charm speech on this
Yep.
man.
But I want an initiative roll because a lot is happening. So everybody
All right,
roll
sure.
initiative, just so I'm.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm
Nat
staying out
20.
of this.
Nat
God
20.
damn it! You're gonna
Got a nat-
swarm him before I get a chance to do anything.
I'm gonna
Okay,
do
so,
everything.
oh no,
Got a 17.
17 as well. Yay!
You can't,
25
we're just rolling exactly the
vetted.
same tonight.
I roll a 14, I get a +3. So
And Terea's bonus is a +4, so Terea will be first. What else have we got? I've got
Oh no, the 17 was with the +4.
yes, but
he's talking about how to decide.
I'm just figuring out which of
roll
you goes
initiative.
first. It'll be
Yeah.
you and then Trauman. What else have we got here?
18.
I already
I'm.
got you're 25.
Yep.
I got you. Copernicus.
18.
Okay, and Oogna.
9.
Okay.
This is all going to be over by the time Oogna is finished going, what?
Oogna hasn't figured out what's happening yet.
Okay, I'm just putting in my list here as I got a bunch of identical rolls, so I've got to put on who goes when. Okay, so basically what all happened at the same time here, before the initiative begun, because this is like what triggered initiative rolls, is the captain's pants fall down. Soldier notices and draws his saber and says, "Captain, I saw something. There was something there." A few of the other soldiers kind of like murmur and variously grasp at weapons or otherwise look confused. At the same time, and seemingly unrelated, the tax collector is stepping out of the carriage to say, "What is this delay?" And that's the moment when we roll initiative. So the person who's going to go first is Fetid.
Okay, this is rapidly going boobs up. My original plan was just to summon some bugs to try and act as the thing that guard saw, but
Yep.
if swords are getting
Okay.
drawn, I feel like it might be too late for that.
I mean, they're drawing swords and saying things like, "I thought I saw something."
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with that. Can I just do that and hold the rest of my actions for afterwards?
Sure. So
All right,
basically,
yeah, I
you want to
just-
use your swarm, like your normal swarm, your swarm
Yeah.
master swarm,
Yeah.
to, like swarm bugs into.
Yeah, or just like one really big gross beetle. Just have it like flat by
land on his thigh.
on his Yeah, or on his wiener. It's okay too. But
Of course.
that's the first thing they go for in my experience.
Right. A big gross beetle lands on his wiener,
Mm-hmm.
as you do. This is. I'm sure people say things like this on all the D&D streams.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next thing that happens is a mighty shout comes from a rock formation off to the north side of the road.
Banditos.
And a shadowy black figure leaps out of the darkness and lands gloriously on top of this pile of rocks.
No, can it be?
And says, hold, muchachos. It is the day that you are going to be taken from the rich and given to the poor. It is I, El Gato. And this black-clad figure with big eyes and a big black-brimmed hat and a black cape and big black boots and his sword
So good.
stands off of these rocks facing the tax collector's cart and this bunch. I will point out, and particularly I'm going to say this to particularly to Fetid, because you're kind of the most alert here. You had the highest initiative roll. He doesn't look to be particularly like ignoring you guys and pointing at the tax collector. He's like, "Hey, all y'all, you're
So all of us are involved in this.
you're getting Robin Hooded." And
merchandise.
he will then lash out with a whip.
A whippity whip.
And with that whip, he is going to yank the reins out of the hand of the soldier that is... in fact, actually, you know what? He's going to grapple the soldier who is in the box of the tax collecting cart and succeed. And he is going to follow up to yank him out bodily out of the driver's box. And he falls face first in the dust next to the cart to ensure that there is no immediate racing away of the horses. And next up is 18, the soldiers. And then who else had an 18? Copernicus.
Mr. Copernicus.
Right. All right. So the soldiers 18 is next. The captain explodes in papers. Papers go flying everywhere as he freaks out about the giant beetle on his dick. And he immediately starts like dancing and slapping at himself and also going, "It's El Gato! El Gato! He has summoned a monstrous creature!
Yeah,
Fight me!
El Gato summons the
Save me.
dick stealers.
Yep.
Save me!" The soldiers erupt into chaos. Several soldiers are going to ride towards El Gato, or immediately going to like wheel their horses towards El Gato. Another pair of soldiers are going to leap off their horses and try and save the captain. And
From the dick
you know,
beetle?
start like grabbing at him, trying to like, you know, one of them is like got his sword, and the captain's like, "Ah, no, don't
Oh
stab
no! Oh no! Kaitu!
Head eunuch. Head eunuch. Head eunuch.
It's a cockroach.
Oh,
good. Oh God. Oh God.
Could I take
Kaitu
this
gets
moment?
inspiration.
Yeah. Could I take
Yeah,
this moment
very
to tell
much
the
so.
horse that I summoned to just like go nuts and like just start fucking shit up?
Yeah, I mean, like it can attack, it can fight if you want. It's got the usual.
I want him to get hurt. I want him to just like run over there and start thrashing around and like
Yeah.
make this even more of a mess than it already is.
He's a fairy spirit. Like he only exists for a period of time, so it's not
All
really.
right, yeah.
He doesn't care too much about getting hurt. He just.
Okay, in
he's
that
not
case,
real.
yeah, I'm gonna
He's
tell him to
magic.
go over there and like bite everybody as hard as he can.
In that case, the chaos is that much more because that horse is now rearing at and biting at other horses.
Why is the horse biting me?
The tax collector shrieks
chaos
when
god is
he
happy.
sees El Gato, and throws himself back into the tax collector cart. A couple of the soldiers jump in front of Terea, like in a defensive stance because they vaguely got the idea that
Defending me or defending?
yeah, because they vaguely gotten the idea that like the captain was like taking orders from you or something, and now like this notorious bandit has just shown up, and they're like, I guess defend the nobility person maybe
Do
is a
some
thing we
important-
should be doing. We're very confused right now. And yeah, so there we go. General chaos among the soldiers. Copernicus, you're up next.
Okay.
I will remind you that you're
Um,
currently concentrating on a spell, just in case you decide to do something else.
Yeah, I'm invisible.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna hold action. Just trying to. None of my demons will do subdual damage, will they?
If you order them to, they will, for as long as they're following your orders. Like, you can make
That's
them
the
do
nice
whatever you
thing.
want. That's kind of the whole point.
Okay.
I summon Glorflox, the demon of putting people to sleep. Literally, not in the figurative murder sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna summon Agrajag, I think.
Oh,
Or-
alright.
But again,
Oh,
because
Agrajag.
Perny didn't get to go bowling, I would like to bowl with Agrajag.
Mhm.
So
What
if
do
I
you-
can summon
you
him with
can
as much
bowl.
motion as possible so that he's just kind of careening towards them like a bowling ball, I would really like that for my own flavor. And Perny's actually going to jump up from the cart, toss his cloak off, and yell, "For El Gato!" Like, I want to make it clear like we're on his side. I'm going to try and
Okay.
do some of that.
Excellent.
And Agrajag is going to come bouncing out, and I'll say, like, knock him down, but don't kill him.
Okay.
Take him down, but don't kill him.
And I would like
And I'm gonna drop invisibility on Oogna and Trey.
Cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna break that. Summon greater demon. I do.
Also, this is my
believe-
only spell for this combat, so this has gotta.
Yep,
It's a
Bend
big
it
one.
Iggy.
it's a big
Yeah.
one.
He's the big roulette ball.
So I have to roll separate initiative for the demon. That was my big question.
Okay.
So he may go at a different point, which he will. So he won't go yet right away. So the bowling will happen in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So you utter some terrifying, foul, or horrible words, and Agrajag appears out of the abyss with a moan. Again. And he
Oh,
can appear within
jeez.
60 feet of you, and then he'll follow your orders to bowling ball.
Yeah.
There's no roll. You don't need to make a roll until his saving throws begin. No, there's no roll then.
Cool.
Okay. So, that's Copernicus's turn. That was quite the turn. Next up is 17, Jam.
Hello. I would like to cast
Digitation.
Prestidigitation. In order to gather the scattered papers
Oh,
and just
yes.
kind of like suck them back
Kinda.
up.
Yep.
Can I have another action in addition to that?
I think that you can do something else in addition to that, as long as it's not another spell.
Prestidigitation is like a cantrip, right?
Going to be another. Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't do another spell.
Um,
In addition to this,
Yeah, you know what though? I would let you do it if you spent a sorcery point on it,
we'll spend a
because it's
sorcery point.
kind of flavory,
Yeah.
just what you're doing with the.
With the papers.
So I'll call that a bonus action to do the prestidigitation, because you
Okay.
spent a sorcery point on it.
Okay, where are my sorcery points stored here on this sheet?
On the second page, under your class features, it says you've got 10 of them. So
Okay, so 9.
good.
I am going to cast Glyph of Warding, and I just want to put an invisible shield between the melee and our cart and party here. And to this Glyph of Warding, I would like to attach Electric Bolt. So it's an invisible shield that if anyone tries to transgress it, they get
They're gonna get
shocked
zarched.
mysteriously.
You're gonna get zorched. Okay. Absolutely. You do that.
Nice.
Okay.
So you basically like raise your wand / whip and like whip it around and create a symbol of light floating in the air above the cart.
Yeah.
Creating a little bit of energy shield around it. And at the same time, you move your hand, and all the papers swirl in a little vortex that collects itself neatly back in your binder.
I
In
stack them
alphabetical.
into my briefcase.
It's
Yes, of
collated.
course.
Of course.
Fully collated and alphabetized. Excellent. Tromlin, you're up.
So when I summon my monkey, because he's basically like, he's not a real animal. He's like a spirit or something, correct?
Correct.
Can I decide how he looks?
I mean, generally, the Find Familiar is supposed to have a set look.
Well, I mean
And
like
it's
clothing, because
always
he wears
good.
clothing normally.
Yeah. I feel like the flavor for yours should be that, like, he's got, like, disguises because you have disguises.
Because I want him to pop up in the tax collector's cart dressed as El Gato.
Now that's, I mean, he can be dressed as it, but he would still very clearly still be a monkey.
Oh no, I want him to be a monkey. Like, I still want him to be a monkey, but I want
Okay.
to he's on El Gato's side.
Like Elgato's got a little mascot.
He'd be a little monkey. You can't tell if Elgato has a black mask because he's a black cat. So it's like, if there's a mask, it's just hidden.
I just realized I have my impromptu face paint that Tromlin did, not knowing this would happen, is basically black mask around my eyes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
So I want to summon this little angry monkey into dressed as El Gato into the dark that just starts screaming angrily at the tax collector.
You hear shouts and shrieks coming from the cart of the tax collector.
So is that? I assume that summoning is my action for the round, or
I don't think so. No, because you can bring your a Find Familiar can do like basically act on its own. So I would say
okay, good.
that at
So-
worst that's your bonus action.
The problem is Copernicus just dropped it that we are on for the enemy. Because like
He did say
wrong.
for Elgato. But
Yeah,
I mean,
and
like,
now we have two people who are invisible who are here.
Yeah,
I
he
have
did
no
pop out
obvious
of nowhere.
connection. Yeah, I have no obvious connection to you at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you want to slow Grandpa down the river, you're welcome to.
Yeah,
Um,
Oogna and Copernicus have, from the point of view of the soldiers, there was a cart with two people, which was Tromlin and Terea. And then they got attacked by Elgato, but also this black-robed guy that jumped up on the back of the cart, and this this orc that has appeared out of nowhere.
We're in a black clothing.
I am going to act like a proper butler and attempt to usher my lady back on the cart and demand these idiots chase off these brigands.
So are you, like, indicating Copernicus as well? Like, you're moving towards
I was
Copernicus?
waving all around, all like,
Yeah.
just do something about them.
Excellent.
I gotta keep up the no. I also don't want Terea to have a black mark on their reputation
Yeah.
because that would hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to fuck her career up.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I'm motioning to them to the screaming cart that has a sound of a monkey shrieking and is rocking back and forth.
I wouldn't want to be associated with Elgato necessarily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I'm basically doing like I'm trying to I guess persuade them in a way to make sure they know like we are separate for Terea's career.
Okay, I appreciate
Can
it.
you make a persuasion roll? Armin?
No, I think I'm happy to just accept that. Like, considering
Okay.
the circumstance, I think there's no way you're gonna fail this.
Okay, cool.
All
Yes,
right.
I'm ushering Terea back onto the cart and demanding that they do their job and chase off these brigands.
Well, that's good because that means you're moving out of the potential path because Agrajag is next.
Oh, right.
Yay!
So you were seeking for Agrajag to bowling ball his way through the soldiers. So
Yeah.
there is no longer anyone between him and said soldiers on your side.
Yay!
So
So it's
I
just
guess
a
he's
bowling
gonna
lane.
go.
Your
So
original
I will
instinct
roll-
was very good.
Mm-hmm.
So Agrajag sighs as he like hurls himself. He has his giant flaming axe thing that he basically curls his body around it into a big pill bug and rolls himself at the. I don't know where I would pull up the artwork. Do we still have the artwork?
I think we do, yeah.
You can find it.
The Agrajag,
But-
like, falling on
but-
somebody.
Yeah, the Alar's drawing of Agrajag, which is 100%
Very good.
what I have in my head for any time we think about Agrajag.
There we go.
He goes pinioning into this group of horses, and he did not roll great on that hit roll. So what's going to happen is I'm going to roll basically deck saves for these various soldiers and riders and see how many of them get bowled into and how many of them
There's
get out of the
Agrajag.
way.
Perfect. Perfect.
Had you not seen that one before?
It's been a while.
That's gotta be pant wetting for
Oh,
this
yeah.
random guard.
So
Like-
now that we're into this encounter, I think this next roll is going to be, or this next poll should go up
Oh, okay.
to
Jump
deal
over
with
the chat.
what's going to happen shortly. So I'm going to ask the players to step out of the poll, out of the chat, and I'm going to ask my Shadow DM to put the second poll up. Okay, so the the bowling ball demon goes careening through this area. Some horses are bolting. I'm making some rolls here for animal handling. Some of the soldiers manage to dance their horses out of the way quite easily, but others, a couple are bowled over. Most of the horses are like, no, hell with this, and start running. I'm going to roll Agrajag's saving throw.
Okay.
His charisma save, which remember I have to make with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
So my worst roll is an 11, and I'm pretty sure his total.
Can I
is good
negate that disadvantage
enough.
with action of restore balance?
You can, but this is the saving throw where the demon potentially breaks free of Copernicus's control. So you probably don't want to.
Okay.
It's good for you if this demon fails its saving throw.
Okay. Understood.
We would all be in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking the target for Copernicus.
I love that Pernie's demons are like the Jason's Molotov cocktails of our game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So target is 15. My low roll is an 11. He does not have a +4 save.
Oh, by the way, thank you, MILS Revenge and Jim for throwing some bits in.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Fred mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. Yes, it's a charisma save. He does not have proficiency. I thought so. Okay. He does not break free of your control.
Yay!
Thank God.
And next up is Oogna.
Oogna is so confused at this moment. She's like looking around and she's like, who are we fighting? The soldiers have been barreled out of the way, correct?
Some of them.
Some of them?
There's a couple of soldiers that are like smacking their leader with sticks, trying to like get the beetle off his crotch. He's like slapping at himself as well, and also going ow ow, and rolling around. It's quite chaotic. There's
There
several.
is actually a beetle called a cockchafer. That's a real beetle that's not.
Good.
Well,
It's one of them.
this one isn't a cockchaser, but it's also a chafer. There's A couple of the soldiers have turned, or lancers have turned on their horses to engage with El Gato. So I'll say there's 3 of them doing that. The soldier who is driving the cart is on the ground and is kind of just picking himself up and just threw himself out of the way as the demon bowling ball went through. Some of those that were in the way got hit barreled over by this rolling demon, but most danced their horses out of the way. But many of them have lost control of their horses and are now running like wild. The horses are bolting back the other direction down the road.
Yeah.
And then you can see the tax collector cart is rocking, and there's shrieking, unholy shrieking coming from within.
Am I near enough to grab the reins of the 2 that are charging at El Gato and just forcibly stop the horses? Hopefully causing those soldiers to fly off.
You're within the range. They're not that close to each other, but they're within your movement. You can go. You can grab one of them for sure.
Whoa!
So
Mongo it. Punch the horse.
Yes, correct.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Yep, on the horse.
Yep.
Wilbur.
A dirty
Why
20.
did you punch me, Wilbur? That hurt.
Dirty 20 on that one.
Okay, that's better than the horse's armor class.
I assumed. And then what am I rolling for damage on this horse? Or am I just doing
Yeah, are you doing a
Can
special
I do
move
a
here?
disarming attack? And by disarm, I mean de-rider?
Yeah, or basically like the pushing attack throw.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, you can cause the horse to be like thrown over sideways and the rider to be tossed.
Good.
So roll your damage, including so your damage is base D4 or D6 because you're not using a separate weapon here.
Yeah.
So D6 plus your
My D8.
Yeah, 1D6 plus 1D8 plus 5.
15.
That's like a lot. You didn't
For
kill
a
the horse.
horse?
You came close. The horse is like practically knocked out cold. It like goes flying over on its side, and the guy on its back goes whee.
I do the pushing attack on the guy, and he goes 15 feet that way.
Yeah. He's riding like this with his sword drawn, and then the next panel of that particular comic, he's in exactly the same pose, but flying through the air off to the side. Like this, the thing that was under him has been removed, and now he's going over there. You have a second action
Do I have the distance to go find the other guy?
to go. The guy who got sent flying off.
No, the other horse rider.
There's 3 of them,
Oh,
so
okay.
you can go after another one. Yeah, you could attempt to
Get in the way of the
grab one.
second guy.
You can do what you were going to do before and try to grab the reins.
Horse.
Yep, let's do it.
Make just a regular hit roll.
13 plus 8. 21.
And I'll give, because you're trying to grab his horse's reins, I'll give him a dex save. Is not going to make it. So you managed to grab the horse's reins. Roll me an animal handling.
Okay. 10.
Total of 10?
Total of 10.
Okay. You do not convince the horse that you are the one in charge, and it will try to. So you grab one of the reins on one side.
I'm just like, no.
Actually, yes. Roll strength. Roll off with this horse, because
Yes.
either you're basically planting your heels, and you're either going to be following this horse, trailing along
Is
with
this
it.
pure strength or is this strength or an athletics?
Strength, pure strength.
Pure strength? Okay. So that is
Actually-
18.
Okay. I was going to say we might consider this a strength saving throw, but I want it contested with him.
Okay.
Total of 18?
Total of 18. I rolled a 13.
Okay. The horse beats you.
Oh. I'm
no.
starting an
You grab-
inspiration. I am stronger than a horse.
Okay. Go for it.
God damn it.
I've got a dirty 20, which is what you need to beat. So
Woo. Whew, okay. I rolled a 16, and I have a +5.
Nice.
You grab the reins. You're pulled
Canonical
off
that
of your
Oogna is
One.
slightly stronger than a horse.
You're pulled off your feet by the charging horse.
Yep.
And then you get your feet under you and plant your heels and do the cartoon skid with like the big piles of dirt padding up on your feet,
Yeah.
and stop yourself and the horse. The horse is still running, but it's making that like Flintstones noise in the air and not going anywhere.
Good.
Bongo drums.
Yep.
Yep.
And that is the end of the round. We were back at the top of the round with Fetid.
All right. Ah,
Nuts.
I want to spend my turn laughing.
There's a lot of chaos here.
Yeah.
Is the Chaos God happy?
Elven god of chaos.
Oh,
Yeah,
The chaos god is overdosing right now.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Just like-
this god's thing is
Nom, 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 nom.
changing form and disguise and shape, and chaos and trickery, like mischief. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, you're hitting all the buttons.
Perfect.
There's right now, like wherever that God is at, it's just like on the floor foaming as it's holding its arm where the needle is. But it's so happy.
At this point, can I change my swarm from the wonderful cockroach to an actual swarm of like biting insects and just send them into the
Some
The
chickens.
melee.
Cockchafers,
no.
cockchafers.
So you can basically
Mosquitoes.
you can dismiss the you can dismiss the horse and
Mhm.
cast the spell, no problem.
Yeah, that is exactly what I want to do.
Okay, so you're full on summoning insect swarm and
Yes.
descending them on this guy.
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, he begins howling and rolling on the ground as he is being covered in stinging insects. And from his and the beetle's still there. Like that's just part of your regular swarm. That's
Yeah.
it's just there's just more insects now.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Okay.
Bad
Next
day.
up is El Gato. El Gato is going to leap from the so three riders went after El Gato. One of them you knocked his horse out cold and he went flying. One of them you are now holding back by the reins. The third one has ridden towards El Gato. El Gato leaps from the rock and does his own pushing attack and basically meets swords with this guy and swings him around and basically pushes him off of the horse and takes control of the horse. And then is going to rear the horse up and ride it around towards the
Is there
cart.
Da, 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 when he rears the horse?
Oh yeah, he rears the horse. He rears the horse up and it like slow mo
Yeah.
pause.
Yeah.
And you all hear
Silhouetted perfectly by the sunset, no matter
the full
Yes.
moon
where you're standing.
The Tabaxi known as El Gato. He has another attack, so he's going to ride that horse through the whatever you call it, like the tack, the harnesses, and he's going to slash with a sword and sever the tack from the tacksman's cart. He's basically going to cut the horses all loose, so that it is not possible in the short term for someone to ride off with that or get that cart moving. And he turns towards Terea as well, and Tromlin, and says, "Do not think to escape me with your magic protections. Your cargoes are all going to go towards the support of the poor. Lay down your arms, or face the wrath of El Gato."
Is this a real Elgato, or did Copernicus do this?
You don't know.
I look at Copernicus like, motherfucker, what's going on?
Next up is the soldiers. I'm gonna make some random rolls here. Most of them are attacking. They are now swarming and attacking the demon, or fleeing, or trying to get their horses under control. or getting off the ground and trying to get to a horse, or fighting a swarm of bugs. I think 2 of the fallen soldiers are close enough. One fallen soldier and the one that you're holding the reins of are close enough to try and do something about Oogna. So you're getting slashed at by a guy with a saber, and the guy on the horse tries to free his reins from you, and basically, so he grabs the reins and goes, strength contest, and you pull him completely off the horse, because I rolled a 2.
Like, buddy, I just stopped the horse.
Yeah,
I'm strong.
He literally rolled a 2.
He's like, I've got leverage, and I'm like, do you?
I'm gonna bend with my knees.
You do take 6 damage from a slash from one of the soldiers. One of his attacks hit you, one missed. Also, there's a soldier that goes whee flying across everybody's heads because Agrajag can do a belly bounce on anything that attacks him and misses. So all the soldiers are mobbing him. One of them misses an attack and goes boing, and it's Kung Fu Panda time, and he's like whee.
Good.
Off into the distance. Next up is the other 18, Copernicus.
Sweet. I am going to maintain my control of Agrajag, so it's my concentration. I can't cast any more big spells, but I'm gonna go. Actually, one question I have first. So when we divided up the most valuable cargo that we could carry that we were going to sell, because I seem to recall that we were going to take like a few of the valuables, did I end up with anything of like interest or value, especially anything that I think Elgato might like?
I mean, sure, it's all on the cart, but like you're on the cart. Like there's some bolts of the silks. I think the stuff you'd most likely come away with is going to be the more expensive fabrics because they're relatively light and somewhat compact. And then things like the wines and other and trinkets, which are relatively small. So there's a bunch of that stuff that's on the cart you have access to.
If I was going to pick the thing that I think would make the best personal gift for Elgato, and I'm happy to roll insight here, what would I grab in a jiffy?
I mean, you get the impression that he's not into it for like a thing that. Yeah, it's not like a gift for him. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. A sandbox.
Perfect. I'll give him the box that all this stuff came in. The empty box. He'll love it.
Exactly.
He's gonna sit in it and just not move, and we'll be out of combat. It'll be great. We know. I'm gonna
grab like the fanciest bottle of wine that I can, and then spend my turn running over to him with tear a page out of my spellbook and be like, Elgato, a gift from Gregarian of the North, but I beg of you an autograph for him, your biggest fan. And I'm going to try and get him to like slash an autograph with his sword into the page for me, like Zorro style.
Good.
Make me a persuasion roll, because this is an unusual thing to happen in the middle of one of Elgato's raids.
I did declare for him.
I would ask if I could help him, but I just don't know how I'd be able to do that.
No, not in your role.
Yeah.
I can cast guidance.
Yeah.
Part of the number is
eroded. It'll take an action. Like, so there's a couple of you who are up next. Like, both of you, in fact, are up next. Mm-hmm. So it would be fine to, like, if we sort of just treat Copernicus's action as being slightly held, you guys could do things like guidance on him.
23. 23 on my own, unassisted.
Very good.
You may not
Very good.
Pretty good.
Ernie's heart is in this.
You could crank this up real high, because I am going to make an insight.
All right, and Jam, I'm sorry. Jam, do you want to assistance, or should I?
I have less to do in this type of battle, so I'm happy to cast guidance.
You do that, because I have an idea that might help your character in the long run, hopefully.
Okay.
You do have some spells that can, like, diffuse a chaotic situation.
Yeah, I was gonna use like suggestion.
Yeah, like you were talking earlier about doing a hypnotic pattern, which is just like the ultimate for this kind of situation.
Nice.
Laser pointer to distract that.
Hell yes.
Oh, I had that one like guiding bolt.
Oh man.
Chase it. I don't think it works that way though.
Why don't we just leave it we'll let everybody else do their own turns, because Copernicus rolled so well. Let's just go with that. I will roll against you, but yeah, I did not roll that well. I rolled an 11 with, he doesn't have bonuses to bring that to 23. So you are basically going, yeah, I'm such a big fan, and coming and running out with the paper. And because you seem to be like this old man who is like on the back of the cart, he probably doesn't really associate you with Terea as like the noble person here that is clearly who he's targeting for
To be clear,
robbing
this is
from.
not a ruse. Like
No.
this is
Yeah.
what Perny desperately wants to get this for Gregarian.
Yep.
This is there's no ruse here.
Yep.
I was hoping you get the signature in his book, your book, so you could like, listen, jackass.
Wouldn't be able to rip the page out to do that though.
Yeah, that's why actually Perny didn't want this to be a thing where he ended up with like tricking Elgato, so he straight up did this so that he wouldn't be thinking deceptive thoughts while he did it. Like this was his put it all on the line.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, next up is Jam. Terea.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my whip and just whip it menacingly, not
Whip
in
it
any
good?
particular direction, just kind of like a pay attention. And I am looking directly at Elgato at this point. And I want to cast Suggestion, which is normally level 2, cast it at level 4,
Oof.
Nice.
and say, take these trinkets and trust that the rest of this cargo will bring no good to the poor.
Nice.
Okay. Okay, I am making a saving throw. Ooh. I rolled a 16, and I think what's the saving throw, first of all? I'm just quickly pulling up Suggestion. I'm pretty sure it's a charisma saving throw, which he'll have a bonus to.
I cast
Oh, it's a
disadvantage
wisdom.
on his check.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Like,
Can you give
balance
him
on that check?
disadvantage? So restore the balance takes away advantage and disadvantage. You can't bestow disadvantage.
Okay. Deny advantage or disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just double checking, but yeah, it's a wisdom save, and your save DC is a 16, so he's made it.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very good idea and very good effort, but the dice aren't playing along.
Okay.
Okay, so you are still, of course, very socially adept. So he is like ignoring you, but there's no magical weight behind it.
Okay.
Okay.
Next up is Tromlin.
All right. So through my monkey, I'm gonna cast blindness on the tax collector.
I'm not even going to give him a saving throw. Like, yep,
So
he's not having a good day. He is trapped in a cart with a monkey.
and immediately I want the monkey to scan around the room and like, is there any papers that could help us?
Oh, there's like nothing in here but papers. Like the money is all in the chests and lock boxes and strong boxes. But yeah, there's like tax records and papers. He's got his big holy seal of the church and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna have him grab that. I want to also have him grab the holy seal.
Yep.
And
You pilfer mightily.
and
with your monkey.
out for Tromlin, he's going to get between excuse me. He is going to get between Terea and Elgato because Butler.
Yep.
And I'm not going to try to suggest anything. I'm just going to attempt to persuade.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, how to word this? I want to do Thieves Camp. I don't think he'll understand. He may not understand Thieves Camp, so it may be a waste. So I guess I'll just say in the Southern, from one child of the street to another, please just trust us on this.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I will even have my disguise flicker briefly, so you can see I'm a satyr.
Make me a roll. Make me a persuasion roll.
Can
I
I,
is
will
highly
happily
relevant.
do that.
is the chat safe? I need to check something on my phone.
Yep.
Okay.
The poll
let's
is
see.
over and done with.
That's pretty
I'm
good.
so busy
but
running this
kinda
combat, I
think-
actually missed the poll entirely. So luckily, my DM told me what was in it, what won. So
You know, I'm going to use my last inspiration just because I want a better
Ooh.
roll than this.
oh my goodness.
This is a 16, but I think I can do better.
Yeah, I have rolled quite well, so that wouldn't do it.
Okay, so I'm going to use my last inspiration. Oh, that was worth it. 29.
Okay. Excellent. You definitely got his attention.
But I'm
Next
still
up is
standing between him and Terea. Just I'm protective stance.
Agrajag. Agrajag is flinging soldiers everywhere. Soldiers are falling beneath him. Horses are bolting.
Chaos.
I'm now going to roll his saving throw because that's the thing that really matters here. Oh ho ho! That 17 would have been real lovely if I didn't also roll a 6. So nope. He does
One day,
not break
Agrajag's
free.
going to break it, and we're all fucked.
Oh yeah.
We are so much trouble.
He's the goon one. That's his thing. He's the
Mhm.
physically tough one.
Yeah, we are all.
I would be worried to fight him.
Okay, Oogna, you're up.
All right. I got a soldier here who tried to stab me.
Yeah, he fell off his horse
Another
too.
one fell off his horse, so there's 2 guys here worth punching.
There's several of them.
I would like to fight them both. I'm gonna grab one and do a pushing attack and try to chuck him after the other guy.
I'm gonna just in the interest of time.
Yeah.
You can. These guys are not gonna do well against you, so
No.
you can basically hurl them into the melee with Agrajag.
Good.
You like throw one into another, and both of them go tumbling into the general melee, and then you go
Yeah.
after the third and toss him as well.
And I go, yeah, to the horse, and it just like send it away.
Yep. So we're back up to the top with Fetid.
All right. Let's see. I've still got Captain Bug Dick on the ground being swarmed by insects.
Good.
Yep.
Wondering if there's anything more useful I could be doing.
If you want, again, in the interest of time, do you want to send him into the hills, like the classic cartoon of like the pantsless guy running away from the swarm of bees?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good plan. Just get him out of here.
All right, I'm just gonna give him like a general saving throw. That's a 4. He you basically swarm him, and the 2 guys are trying to slap at the bugs with him, and he just goes like yelping off towards the river because the river is to the north. You know, because he's like, he's seen the cartoons. You got to jump in the river with a reed to breathe through until the bees go away.
Yep.
You know, he knows how this works. So he's fleeing. You know, his pants still around his ankles and tripping and falling repeatedly, and the other 2 guys like still hitting him with their hands and sticks to try and kill the bugs, and he's like yelping the whole time. Ow, yeah. Excellent. Anything else you wanted to do, or?
No, I think I'm just gonna kind of like stay here and observe because this is like extremely entertaining for me to watch.
It really is. So next up, El Gato. So El Gato has now basically he's oh sorry, El Gato was dealing with you. You were coming up. Yeah, see what all of El Gato's fans are coming out. Another El Gato's fans. All of the Tabaxi love him. He is going to cock one rakish eyebrow and do his little G symbol on your sheet for us a gregarian. But he is more he's doing that with you, but he's actually kind of watching Tromlin.
Yeah.
And he says, I know of a satyr who was recently found in the city of Santo Bianco. And he says that in thieves' cant.
Okay, now I know.
Andy. So only you understand it. And he says, could it be that you are this same satyr or a relative of his?
Okay. I'll wait till my turn to reply, obviously.
And actually, I'll also say, he won't just say in the city of Santo Bianco, in the company of a deaf and mute servant man.
Smile
and-
mainly right now.
Yep. And otherwise, he is going to probably. Let's say if there's any of the remaining, he's going to stay on guard facing the demon, obviously,
Oh, yeah?
because that's a big
That's
deal.
fair.
Yeah.
So he signs the thing, and then he basically is like facing the demon. In fact, he probably like is looking for an opening because like he's not going to get too close to the soldiers because they're on his side either. But he's definitely eyeing up this demon thing. And I don't know what he'll do with his other attack. You were also offering him like some of the trinkets, Copernicus. So he like, in addition to signing you with the same motion of the blade, he like flicks the trinkets off so that they like land in his pouch.
Sweet.
Next up is the soldiers. They are not doing well here. I'm rolling some like morale checks, and they're just starting to bolt in all directions.
In fairness.
Any of them
Yeah.
that are still on horseback are just letting the horses run wild or run off with them.
What's the blind tax collector doing?
I mean, fighting a monkey, and he's like
And losing.
snapping at like anything that's vaguely like feels like a monkey. He's not doing great. He's not happy. He's not having a good day. So next up is Copernicus.
I will order Agrajag to get to the tax collecting cart and get the gold out for El Gato. Or bust the gold out is what I'm gonna tell him to do.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to assume that Agrajag hates me personally enough to not try and get anyone else but get me if he does break free on his turn. So I'm going to start running away in the direction we were traveling anyway, I think. Yeah, and I'll pull a little Zoidberg and
Draw him off.
yeah, and I'm gonna be ready to hop on the cart if we need to cheese it at any point. But yeah, I think that's what I'll
You're
do.
going in the opposite direction of the cart, though. But yeah, if the cart came after you,
You
you'd
can
jump
swing
on.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next is Jam.
I want to defend this cargo from Elgato. Can I hold my action in case Elgato makes a move?
He seems to be having some kind of conversation with Tromlin.
Yeah, so I'd like to hold this action to, prevent him from doing anything. So it's like I've got my whip at the ready, and I'm just like ready to stop away from the cargo being
Do
charged.
you want to pull a hypnotic pattern and just put an end to the combat?
Ooh.
So then we can just
Yeah, do
switch
you
to
think it
roleplay.
would at this point? I mean, people are running away. You think it
It's
would work on
only-
Elgato?
It's only a 30-foot cube, so you can use it on you can ignore all the people that are fleeing
Okay.
and just do it on the area where the fighting's all happening.
Probably don't need to do an
Okay.
Elgato. I think it's more the other soldiers.
You can
Yeah.
also exclude whoever you want because you've got the meta magic to do
Also,
that.
Peter, at any point, if you want to post the pun that you just sent me, I will switch the screen.
Oh,
So
no.
I just did some fan art of Alina's fan art of Elgato. But if someone were, say, to try to draw a famous cat burglar creature from D&D in a style of art that is made entirely of text, what do you think that would be called? I would call it Tabaxi.
Oh God. I was like 70% there when you said it, and I was like,
God damn it! That's so good. That's so well played.
I've uploaded the Tabaxi file to my website. You can all
We have-
download it if you want.
Well played. Well.
We've won the
played.
internet several times already tonight.
Yeah,
Pretty impressive.
that's good. That's good.
Good.
So
I
if
have
you-
to make a hard out at 7:00 p.m.
Yeah.
PST, by the way. So I'm going to
Okay.
be like full bailing it in 6
Well,
minutes.
that's okay because you're just sort of like ran down the road, so I can
Yeah.
I can handle it.
I'm happy to cast Hypnotic Pattern then.
And just
If it can bring this combat to an end.
Yeah, it can affect everything in a 30-foot cube so that people basically can't fight anymore.
Okay.
Everyone goes into like stupor mode and has to pay attention to you, and then you can, yeah. So it is, and it lasts up to a minute. So I'm going to do the saving throws because that's the relevant thing. Agrajag has failed his saving throw, so that's important.
That's very good.
I'll say he smashes the strongbox first, just to do that.
Yay.
Any soldiers caught in it failed their saving throw. Agato has made his saving throw, but he's going to play along at first, so you won't say no that. And anybody, is it who, or do you want any of your party here to have to saving throw, or do you want to exclude them?
I will exclude everyone in the party.
Okay.
thank you.
Yay! Thank you.
Yay.
So everybody stops fighting and freezes.
It's like, ooh,
Those
shiny.
who are already running away outside of the 30 feet are continuing to run away. Everything else is basically halting, and everyone's just stopping and standing there looking at you. So basically, from the outside perspective, from the rest of you, Terea basically takes the whip out again and weaves another pattern above the cart. But this time, everybody looking at the pattern stops what they're doing and just looks at the pattern and are waiting. Just again, for role-playing purposes, this is probably a good point to release Agrajag because he can't do anything for a minute, which
Yeah.
is more than long enough for him to disappear. So,
Ooh.
Sounds good.
so he stands there staring at this, and then eventually, with a cry of "Copernicus," he disappears. I'll get you for this.
Oh, he always says that. And he never
One
does.
day.
So after a few, so do you have anything you want to say while you're holding everybody here for up to a minute?
Yes. I will say, gentlemen, we have been to 10 soldier checkpoints so far along this road, and I must say, this is by far the most disorganized. And I take out a stack of papers from my briefcase and a stapler, staple them all together, and I'm like, here are your Form 7Bs. I've taken the liberty of filling them out for you. I just like toss them onto the ground. Next time one of me comes around here looking for them, please just give me the forms so we can be on our way.
Good.
Excellent. Anybody have anything else to add while we're?
I would take my turn addressing Elgato. And these can I say, if I were that Sigtier, or that Sigtier were here, he would say, please understand I'm here to build business. This needs to happen. Take the gold, give it to those who need it. I say that as someone who really could have used you when I was a kid.
You will say, in Thieves Can't. First of all, you can tell he's not, because you're having the conversation with him. You can tell he's not looking at the glyph. He's looking at you. He winks and says, in Thieves Can't, I know something of this mission of yours, and if it still involves the spying that it may be involved in the past, then I would like for you to continue it. So I will take the tax monies and return them to the people that they belong to, and I will say adios.
Do you need the tax form so return figure out who the proper owners were?
Oh no, I have that under control. At which point he poofs, he disappears, and just vanishes from your perspective.
Impressive.
But no, actually, that's it. Nothing else happens.
At that point, my monkey gets on the cart and kind of sneaks behind everybody and puts the tax forms. So Terea has these documents in case they're of use.
Yep.
Okay.
The stolen documents from the man. You definitely got uses for those.
Always.
As I sit down, I'll say it quietly in Southern, consider an apology.
So you guys can basically just say, right, let's just carry on. If you want to get out of here immediately, you can take a couple of the wandering stray horses and just connect them or hook them up to the cart and just go and get far enough away to do your ritual and go back to demon horse mode. Bye,
everybody.
Bye.
See you, Peter.
Yeah.
Not Peter.
But when you basically get a decent, so as the soldiers all come out of this, they all start like sort of running after horses and otherwise like getting out of there. But as you sort of go over the rise, looking back, you'll see El Gato come out of the cart, out of the tax collector wagon, with the tied up tax collector who is in his underwear, and with like a rope gag in, and like whip him on the butt with his sword and send him running
blind into the desert.
down the road.
Good.
At which point El Gato will, having rounded up a couple of the horses, is going to start hitching them up and ride off with the cart. And there will be, like, by that time, some of the soldiers will be, like, getting back with their horses, and they'll chase after him, and they'll all go off over the horizon in the distance.
When we're far enough away, I will turn to Terea and say, I hope we did not hurt your cover.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Right,
I've got plenty of capital and plenty of places to smooth something as simple as this over.
I just didn't want them to think that you were somehow in league with him. Again, I hope those documents can be useful to you in the future. Like, I couldn't think of a better apology.
I definitely will make use of any information that comes my way.
I will remember that for the future.
So, with your methods well established here, and the patrol off the road, you very rapidly make the rest of your journey to Puerto Dorado. But arriving at the city of Puerto Dorado, you find that it is on lockdown. The North Bridge in Santo Bianco, the gates are all completely closed and there's no traffic except for the soldiers themselves. And you imagine that something has happened in the sea battle. And in fact, from the rise coming down to the city, you can see in the distance blockading ships from Nelmar'zesh. And you can see flashes of magic or gunfire or something as ships are battling to sea. Terea, this is a big deal because you're like, okay, we can't just ride into the city and then meet my contacts. You're going to have to pull some kind of strings to even get these people into the city.
Okay. Is that where we're leaving it?
Well, so I have a question. So we aren't going to be playing again in 2 weeks because it's the long weekend for everybody. We're going to play 2 weeks after that, which is the 15th. If Jam is willing and able to guest one more time, I would wrap up right away here and have some more of Terea task mistress shenanigans in that next game. If that is not a possible thing, Jan, and obviously it doesn't have to be decided immediately if you don't know, the other option is that we take maybe another 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so here just to establish where things are left, and then I can NPC the rest next time. What do you
Don't
think?
know yet.
Okay, if you are uncertain, then I'll just do another few minutes here to kind of set things up to a certain point, and then we'll wrap.
Call it a day.
But then you can like let us know.
Do you have to get going?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
Okay.
know that we want to go longer.
Yeah, I should probably get
Yeah.
going as well.
Let's
Well,
wrap it
we'll
up then.
we'll wrap it here, and I'll talk to you between now and then. We'll see if you can like I can NPC the character. It would be fun if like you got to do some more of your
Yeah. The challenge is 3
side
p.m.
character stuff.
I'll let you know that. The challenge is starting at 3 p.m. on Fridays, but I can join like later on.
We also we play Fridays or Saturdays, so there's a
Saturday is no go for me.
okay.
that-
For Saturday the
that following
16th is a
Saturday.
no. Okay. So we'll see about Friday. It's also possible that we start later and have a shorter session or something along those lines. The
Yeah,
main
we'll
reason
figure
was
it out.
started. Yeah, we can figure it out. It's all good. So in that case, then that is where we'll leave things. You're looking down the city of Puerto Dorado, and it is under siege by the dragons of Nelmar'zesh, the dragonborn ships. And somewhere inside is the means of your teleportation. Perhaps we'll, if you can spare like 30 or 60 seconds, perhaps we can have Terea inform the others how you're going to connect them with their means of transport, or to what
I
degree you
don't
would.
actually know.
This is the notes that I gave you the other day. The group that you're going to try and make contact with.
Yes, we have to get in touch with the Sodalitas Ortis. They have means of instant teleportation, but they are deep within the belly of the city, and so it takes quite a few connections and quite a few passages before we can get to such a secret place to take you and your cargo
Sounds
to its final
fun.
destination.
Soledad Ortis.
Yes, a secret
Okay.
society.
Awesome.
All right, and that is where we will leave
Thank
things.
you for joining us, Jam.
Yay,
Thank you.
Jam!
Hey.
Thank
And
you.
let's have a big thank you from our audience for our amazing guest. And we
And thank
finally get,
everyone in the audience for making it so fun. It was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
Indeed.
Yeah, that was a great night.
that was an awesome.
Lane,
We
do you wanna
finally got
roll
to
a
meet El
D20?
Gato. Indeed.
Oh, actually, I need a D30.
Oh, are we up to
Randy,
that
do you
point?
have a D30?
I've been using a D30 roller because my daughter hid mine.
Sweet.
I've got the D30 roller. It's all right, all good.
It was a heck of a night.
Keep in mind that you can ignore cast members.
Yeah.
I guess. Tell me. I rolled a 30.
Okay.
Is that too high?
It is, but I wrap back around.
Oh, okay.
That's just the easiest way to do it, so. Moanaret is the winner for this week.
Excellent, Monaret. You are the recipient of the next sketch card. And I will let everyone know, I did already say this, but just for posterity's sake on the VOD, we will not be playing in 2 weeks. It's the long weekend for Canadians and Americans. We're just going to skip a game and pick it up again 2 weeks after that. Okay?
Nice.
Anybody have any shout-out stuff for our last moment here? Anybody want to shout stuff out? Definitely go check out Jam's
Yes.
websites, comics, and other such amazing stuff.
Yes.
My new comic is Shenzhen Fast. It updates Mondays.
Awesome.
It's very cool.
My new comic is Popeye,
Yes.
and it updates at comicskingdom.com/Popeye on every Sunday. I only do the Sunday
Yay.
strips for now until we get newspapers start carrying the comic again. Then I might get my weekdays, but that's
Nice.
just the future.
Hooray!
And I do still do something positive.
Anything else? If not, I'll shout out as always. Thank you to my shadow DM Dan.
Dan.
And we will see you all next time for some more steaming hot trash.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Hi, everyone.